Well, happy Thursday, everybody. Meteorologist Hunter Forst here. Welcome to the Weather Desk, the show that happens every day, Monday through Friday at 9 o'clock here on our 13 News Now Plus app. We have a few good topics to talk about today. There's another severe weather threat, unfortunately, for portions of the eastern half of the United States, including Tennessee, areas of North Carolina, into South Carolina as well. You have a volcano erupting in Hawaii as well that we've been watching the last couple of days. The weather in Vatican City, electing a new pope. So a lot of people out there right now in Italy, and luckily the weather for them is looking pretty good. But also here in Hampton Roads today, not looking too bad. Tomorrow, on the other hand, not looking great. We do have the risk for some showers and storms and an isolated severe storm as well. So we'll get into that as we head later into the show. But first topic, what we're going to talk about is the severe weather threat that could impact portions of the eastern United States throughout the day today. Right now, not seeing a whole lot on the satellite and radar. We have this low pressure system, kind of just twirling around here around the Tennessee Valley, but a few storms around Kentucky into South Carolina, into Georgia as well, but not seeing any major severe weather this morning. So that's the good news. As you get closer, into Kentucky, down into the Carolinas, some heavier rain, but there's this system here, this low pressure system. You have this warm front that's helping to bring up some warmer air, some muggier air and humidity into portions of this area. And this warm front's going to continue to push up towards the north and drag in all of that moisture for that area. And then you have this cold front behind it, which helps give you that lift into the atmosphere. And then that's how you can kind of trigger some of these severe storms that are going to enter the area. And could see some big hail in portions of North Carolina as we go throughout the day today and into this evening. So here's a look at the futurecast over the next couple of hours heading into our Thursday evening. Really some scattered showers and storms throughout much of the area, including North Carolina, into Kentucky, Tennessee, down into Georgia as well. And we'll continue with this trend heading into tonight around 8 o'clock. Some heavy rain and some thunderstorms heading into central North Carolina, still lingering into Tennessee and Georgia as well. But then it kind of stays down to our south. So here in Hampton Roads area, not expecting much in the way of heavy rain tonight, because you'll notice as it progresses towards the east, it kind of shifts more down towards the south and stays in North Carolina. We could see a few showers overnight lingering into our Friday morning, but not expecting anything in the way of severe weather Friday morning. But Friday afternoon and evening, there's a chance we could. But again, for today, that severe weather threat is more off towards the west in areas of North Carolina. Once we get into Friday morning, you'll notice we'll see another round of showers and storms starting to develop as that low pressure system pushes off towards the north into the northeast. Along this cold front, some heavy rain, some thunderstorms as well, pushing into the Hampton Roads area. That goes through, and then by about 7, 8 o'clock Friday night, things are starting to look much better. But the winds behind that front out of the north and the west. So that's going to help drop our temperatures heading into our Saturday morning. A few of us could be waking up with temperatures in the mid to upper 40s and low 50s compared to, the 60s that we've been seeing the last couple of mornings. But again, you'll notice cooler temperatures waking up Saturday morning. Here in Norfolk, it'll be chilly in the low 50s. So, of course, when you go further inland and away from the water, that's where you get those temperatures in the mid 40s as we head into our Saturday morning. And by the afternoon, we warm up quickly, and it's looking beautiful for the first half of the weekend. I know it's Mother's Day weekend, so a lot of plans going around. It'll be around 70 here in Norfolk, lower 70s, 69 up in Parkersburg, 75 in Indianapolis, St. Louis, sunny and 75. So really nice weather for them as well. But here's this threat for today for the chance to see some strong to severe storms. This is a level 2 risk out of a level 5 risk. So, it's not the biggest risk you could see. But there's still a chance to see an isolated tornado or two. I think the biggest threat with this area would be some strong winds and isolated big hail as well, up to an inch isolated 1.5 inches to maybe 2 inches. And this threat expands all the way from Nashville into Charlotte, just south of Roanoke, Knoxville included, Clayton as well, just to the north of Atlanta. But Atlanta into Columbia, South Carolina, Charleston, up towards Roanoke, Richmond, Paducah, under a level 1 severe threat in that area in green. So they could see, some strong gusty winds and maybe some small hail as well. But that bigger threat is included here in areas, around Tennessee, much of Tennessee included in that threat. Northern Mississippi, or northern Alabama, northern Georgia, and western portions of South Carolina and North Carolina into Virginia as well. But you'll notice here in Hampton Roads, we are not included in that threat for today. But for tomorrow, we do have that chance. Here's the tornado outlook for today as well. A 10% chance, which is, rather significant for this area. Northern Alabama and Georgia, portions of North Carolina, South Carolina, western Virginia, portions of Kentucky, and a lot of Tennessee has the chance to see a tornado as we go throughout the day today. And for the hail threat, if you see this hashed area, that means you have a higher chance of seeing, significant large hail. That's what that hatch kind of means. You'll notice up here in the corner, significant under that Thursday. But in the purple, it's a big chance a lot of this area could see that hail. Knoxville, Hayes, Nashville, Tennessee, up to 2-inch hail possible. So tornadoes, hail, strong winds. I think hail is the biggest threat. I think tornadoes is a lesser threat, but you can't rule that out. Huntsville, Atlanta could see some hail as well into Columbia, Charlotte, North Carolina. But that hail threat kind of stops at Raleigh and it pushes further out towards the west. Roanoke included, Charleston, West Virginia as well. But here's a look at the severe weather threat for tomorrow, for Friday afternoon and Friday evening as well. All of us in Hampton Roads included in this threat, but it's not a big threat for tomorrow. It's a level 1 out of a level 5. Don't really have a hail threat. Don't really have a tornado threat. We just have a strong wind threat, or you could see some damaging winds within these severe thunderstorms if you do see one. Because it's only a level 1 threat, the odds are rather low you will see one, but that chance is there. So you just want a way to get alerts to your phone, if you have any afternoon plans for your Friday. And this includes Hampton Roads and eastern North Carolina as well. But also here on the weather desk, we don't only talk about the weather, we cover outer space topics, environmental impacts, and other fun science knowledge that makes up the world around us. Let's take a look at this beetle infestation now in North Carolina, damaging pine trees. WCNC's Megan Bragg verifies how you can protect the trees in your yard.
Are 3 different species of pine engraver beetles that are under the Ips family. Not only do these little bugs look creepy, they can also do some serious damage to your pine trees. So let's verify.
Our source is Matt Betts, arborist and district manager of Davy Tree Charlotte. Brian Heath, a specialist with the NC Forest Service and NC State Extension. When it comes to trees in North Carolina,
so I can go out and say, hey, this is a risk. This is what you need to do.
Matt Betts knows a thing or two when a tree is in danger.
I personally have had pine bark beetle infestation and had to take down pine trees that it's kind of the only move once they get infested.
As an arborist, Betts has seen his fair share of pine engraver beetles attack trees right here in Charlotte.
Male beetles will bore into these trees and then engrave their way and attract females that lay their eggs, and the engraving is actually what has a negative impact on the tree because it blocks the flow of nutrients and water.
Heath tells us there is an uptick of Ips beetles across the state. He says they are not as destructive as the southern pine beetle, but they can still do damage to trees. According to NC State Extension, these beetles prefer to breed in fallen trees and slash left behind logging, but sometimes infest healthy trees, especially after droughts or injury.
It can kill them in a matter of weeks.
Betts says clear signs are sawdust coming out of the tree or if it turns lime green, yellow, or brown. He says the best thing to do when you notice any signs, try to get someone out right away before it's too late. With your Verify, I'm Megan Bragg.
Definitely some interesting stuff there. But from North Carolina, now we're going to go on over to Texas, where SpaceX now has key U.S. regulatory approval to increase the annual rate of Starship rocket launches from Texas. According to Reuters, a year-long review, the Federal Aviation Administration says SpaceX's proposal to increase the number of Texas Starship launches will not have a major impact on the environment. Elon Musk's company is also planning booster landings in various bodies of water. This is an attempt to expand development of its giant Mars rocket. The FAA says the booster landings or potential rocket explosions over the Gulf of Mexico and some international waters will also not be a major problem for the surrounding environment. Definitely some interesting stuff there as well, but we're not done here. We're going to keep hopping around the United States. We went from North Carolina to Texas. Now we're going to go even further to Hawaii. Something we've been watching, keeping an eye on over the last week or so. We're getting video now of episode 20 of the ongoing Kilauea volcano eruption. It ended on Tuesday night after 4.5 hours of sustained fountaining. Taking a live look over the Hawaiian volcano now, the eruption is currently paused, according to the U.S. Geological Survey. The pattern is in activity at the end of episode 20, suggests another episode is likely. Fountains of lava from the north vent reached heights of more than 500 feet and about 65 feet coming from the south vent. Lava flows also covered approximately half of the crater floor. Definitely some cool stuff there in Hawaii. Always interesting to see those volcanoes erupting, especially in the United States. Hawaii, just some insane stuff there. But as we go from Hawaii, now we're going to go to Italy, where the world is watching Rome as cardinals enter day 2 of the conclave, which is the process of electing a new pope. Black smoke rose from the Sistine Chapel just a couple hours ago, once again signaling no decision was made. The cardinals are headed to recess and will vote 2 more times this afternoon. We expect the set of ballots to be burned around 1 p.m. All right, let's take a look at the weather now in Europe. Maybe you're headed there. You know, people who went to Europe just, for this occasion, perhaps, some people that were already there, and they're in Rome, they're in Vatican City. Temperatures are comfortable in Rome right now. They're at 68 degrees. It's 63 in Paris, 59 in London, 61 degrees in Berlin. Cooler over towards Russia in the upper 40s to lower 40s. Areas around Turkey, Istanbul, 64 degrees. It's 82 in Athens, Greece. That'd be kind of nice right now. You're sitting in Athens, it's 82 degrees, you're by the beach. Not a bad day. Budapest sitting at 61 degrees, Geneva sitting at about 61. And as we take a look at the satellite and radar here around Europe, not a whole bunch going on. Some rain around Croatia, around Bulgaria as well. But heading into Rome, things are looking pretty good. Not expected to see much in the way of any rain today. We saw maybe a few sprinkles off towards the north. But again, things are looking pretty good this afternoon there in central Italy. Let's take a look at the temperatures for today. Upper 60s, partly cloudy skies. Not bad. Tomorrow, 73 degrees, partly cloudy skies as well. So again, if you were heading there, looking like great weather. And once you even get past tomorrow and even into, Mother's Day weekend and even into next week in Italy, the weather was looking fantastic when I was looking. We were seeing temperatures in the mid to lower 70s, really not seeing much in the way of rain. So I guess this is a pretty good time to head to Italy. Just another fun fact, just in case you wanted to plan a trip there. Or you could plan a staycation, And here in Hampton Roads, we have some pretty good weather, especially this time. Could see some rain, could see some thunderstorms, of course, some severe weather. Always in question during the spring season. But we could have some great days here. Temperatures like yesterday were in the upper 70s to lower 80s. We had low humidity. Today, humidity does go up a bit. And so do the rain chances. Not a big rain chance today, but we have that chance. They definitely go up heading into the day tomorrow. But as we take a live look here at our Thompson Creek Window Company sky view, a nice start to the morning. It kind of does look like summer outside. We're sitting at 71 degrees at Norfolk International. The winds are nice and calm. The dew point sitting at 65. Yesterday we were in the 40s and 50s, so it was feeling dry. It was feeling really comfortable outside. But now with those dew points in the mid 60s, that's when it does start to feel, a little bit more muggy outside. Pretty much everywhere now in the lower 70s. A lot of us started off in the mid to upper 50s and lower 60s this morning, but we're sitting at 72 in Hampton, 72 in Virginia Beach. It's 71 in Elizabeth City, 73 degrees in Edenton, and 68 degrees in West Point. For today, we'll get up into the upper 70s to lower 80s for a lot of us. 80 in Norfolk, 79 in Virginia Beach, 83 in Chesapeake for today, 83 degrees in Franklin. A little bit cooler in areas along the eastern shore, mid to lower 70s, 77 in Melfort today, 74 in Cape Charles, 79 in Gloucester, 83 in Williamsburg. Maybe you're heading up to Busch Gardens. Today would be not a bad day for it. 81 degrees in Newport News, 79 degrees over in Hampton for the day today. Down in eastern North Carolina, if you're heading to the beach or going to the Outer Banks, 79 in Kill Devil Hills, Manio, 79 degrees. Chance for an isolated shower or sprinkle as we head later into the afternoon and evening, but overall not a bad day. 84 in Hereford, 82 in Ahoskie today, and 84 degrees in Edenton. Another live look here just at the ocean front. I mean, people are out there enjoying it. It looks spectacular. I would love to be on the boardwalk right now, go for a nice swim. Still seeing those temperatures in the lower 70s, but for today, we'll see those temperatures getting up into the upper 70s to lower 80s. We're good throughout the afternoon, but as we head again later into the afternoon and evening, that's when we see those rain chances start to go up a tad, 10 to 20%. So some of us could see an isolated shower or sprinkle, but temperatures staying nice and comfortable. 6, 7, 8 o'clock tonight, mid to lower 70s, getting into the upper 60s by about 10 o'clock. For tomorrow, a bit of a difference. Upper 70s for our high. Showers to start off the day earlier. So around 6, 7 o'clock, some showers starting to push through. Then we clear out for the rest of the day. Things are looking pretty good. But then as you get into the middle of the afternoon into the evening, we see some more showers and storms starting to push through. It'll be breezy. Winds out of the southwest 10 to 15 miles per hour, gusting to about 25. And then once the cold front pushes through, those winds are going to shift out of the north and west. And that's going to bring in some cooler air for the weekend. Not major cool air, but a few degrees below average. Let's time this out here over the next couple of hours. Noontime, maybe, an isolated sprinkle. We're seeing temperatures in the upper 70s to lower 80s. Sprinkle shower chance lingers into the afternoon and evening. But if you have any Thursday night plans, not looking bad. Temperatures dropping back into the mid to lower 60s, even some lower 70s still around Roanoke Rapids. But off towards our west, some of these showers will try to make its way into the area. Some of them kind of fall apart or head down more towards the south, but we do have that isolated shower chance overnight into our Friday morning. So you'll notice that shower kind of falls apart or more heads, a little bit down to the south. But then by about 3, 4 o'clock, we see some of these isolated showers starting to push into the area. Could see some downpours, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. So you may want to give yourself some extra time if you do have to head to work tomorrow morning. But by, 8, 9 o'clock, the first round of showers has pushed off. And we're looking pretty good here. Temperatures to start off the morning into the mid to upper 60s, right around 70 degrees already. By the afternoon, you're heading to lunch. Not looking bad. We're sitting at 74 in Norfolk, 73 in Suffolk, 73 degrees in Gloucester. And then, you see those rain chances really kind of starting to go up a bit as we head into the later parts of the afternoon and evening. Here's that severe weather threat as well for Hampton Roads area, a level 1 threat out of a level 5. Not a big risk, but this extends from Melfa into Williamsburg, down towards Norfolk, Franklin, Elizabeth City, Nags Head, as well as Edenton. In terms of future rainfall through Friday, up to maybe a half an inch to maybe an inch in a few areas if you're under those heavier downpours for a longer period of time, around West Point up towards Melfa, Chincoteague. A little bit less it's looking like around the south side, eastern North Carolina, up to a quarter to a half an inch in some of these areas. Weekend preview though, we're looking good as we head into the start of the weekend. 72 degrees on Saturday, partly sunny, very pleasant, a beautiful start to our Mother's Day weekend. And if you do have any plans on Mother's Day, weather's looking even better. A few degrees warmer, mid-70s, partly sunny, seasonable, just a beautiful start to our weekend on Saturday and extending into Sunday as well. So any outdoor plans, you're going to brunch, you go for a walk, you go on a trail, you head to the beach, even though it's not going to be hot and maybe you don't want to sit on the beach, even going for a stroll along the beach with temperatures like this, is really, really nice. And if you're heading anywhere else, you're going to D.C., Richmond, Charlottesville, the Outer Banks. Take a look at Saturday, 74 in D.C., 74 in Richmond, 77 in Charlottesville, cooler towards the Outer Banks, upper 60s to lower 70s for our Saturday and Sunday. But D.C., Richmond, Charlottesville, all on Sunday, getting back into the lower 80s, 83, 81, 83. So no matter really where you're going this weekend around the region, not much to worry about. So that's good for traveling. If you're even, taking 95, north or south, you're flying out of Norfolk International, you're flying out of Richmond, shouldn't really be running into any issues if you're flying out today, tomorrow, Saturday, or Sunday as well. 10-day temperature trend over the next few days. So again, cooler heading into the weekend, mid to upper 70s for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. But it's looking like we're going to see our, heat and humidity kind of return to the area as we head towards the end of next week and into next weekend as well. Our average high for this time of year is about 76 degrees, and we'll be about 10 to 12 degrees above that, it's looking like, as we head towards the end of next week and into next weekend as well. If we could just take this graphic full really quick, I'm going to head back to the pod here really quickly because I wanted to go back to the Futurecast to just kind of time out the rain for tomorrow as well. It kind of stopped right, at the good part, and I wanted to go back to show you guys what we can kind of expect, heading into our Saturday morning. So here we are Friday morning, like I showed you before, some isolated scattered showers overnight into Friday, but you'll notice here we go by about 7 o'clock. Could see some heavier downpours starting to move in to the south side, the eastern shore, eastern North Carolina, and those kind of linger until about 8, 9 o'clock, especially into portions of the eastern shore. But then we're good for the rest of the morning. Partly cloudy skies, comfortable temperatures, upper 60s to lower 70s. And then by noontime, we're starting to clear out a bit, seeing some sunshine, but we're going to start to see more showers bubbling up heading into the afternoon, especially by 3 o'clock further up towards the north. You'll notice around Tappahannock, Gloucester, Petersburg, some heavier rain as that cold front starts to push through, but also could see some downpours around Manteo and eastern North Carolina as well. By the time we get to about 5, 6 o'clock, a lot of the heavy rain encompassing eastern North Carolina and the Hampton Roads area from Gloucester, Accomack, Cape Charles, Virginia Beach getting in on some of these showers and downpours as well. This is where we could see that isolated severe storm popping up. So you want to keep that in mind just in case, you're out and about. You want a way to get some of these alerts to your phone just in case, you got to take cover if there is a severe thunderstorm warning or even just lightning. Now, you don't need a severe thunderstorm warning to be issued if there is lightning in the storm. That's not criteria to issue a severe thunderstorm warning. But lightning is extremely dangerous and extremely deadly. So even if you're in a thunderstorm that's not warned, but there's thunder and lightning, of course you want to get inside and lightning can travel about 10 miles away from its parent storm. So even if, it's not raining where you are, but you hear the thunder, you definitely have that chance to, have lightning get close to you, get struck by lightning, strike your house, anything like that. So just something, to keep in mind, just an extremely dangerous part of a thunderstorm. It's looking like by, 8, 9 o'clock, we start to clear out from a lot of the heavier rain. So any plans late Friday night, it's looking to be a bit better, cooler. Temperatures are in the mid to upper 50s and lower 60s. And then we'll be waking up Saturday morning, a few of us, with temperatures, in the 40s for, Williamsburg, around Richmond, Petersburg. It's going to be chilly. And then again, once we get into Saturday and Sunday, we warm up into the 70s and things are looking much better. But here's that severe weather threat again for the day tomorrow. Friday afternoon into Friday evening, all of eastern North Carolina into the south side, up into the peninsulas as well. Not a big threat, only a level 1 out of level 5, but that threat is there. So that's where I'm going to leave it off there for today. Here's our 7-day forecast. It's going to be a warmer day today, 82 degrees, but then we see those temperatures cooling down heading into Friday and especially on Saturday, lower 70s. Rain chances going up for Friday afternoon and Friday evening. Mother's Day looking beautiful. Temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. And then those rain chances return heading into the start of the work week, especially on Tuesday and Wednesday. About a 60% chance of those scattered showers. But temperatures also rising back into the mid to upper 70s to lower 80s by the middle of the week. I appreciate you joining me today. I'll be back here again tomorrow at 9 o'clock for the weather desk. Craig will likely, I believe, will be back. It'll be either be Craig or Taylor on Monday at 9 o'clock. But you could always follow me on social media, Meteorologist Hunter Forst, or Instagram, Hunter Forst. I appreciate you guys joining me today, and I'll see you all again tomorrow.